Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk to you about something interesting and fun. It is something that I cannot stress is super important to you personally if you've been in an auto accident by a drunk driver. And I want to tell you this because this is the first thing that we do, and this is the first thing that I know everybody does as far as lawyers. We creep, okay? So I want to make sure you understand that. So if I represent somebody and I want to know history about them, I do two things. I look at their social media and I look at the person who hit them social media. Why is this important? If you've been hit by a drunk driver, it doesn't matter whether he was drunk if they can find on your social media that you were drunk as well, okay? I cannot stress that enough. If you have been shown to that night, been on social media, being active, and you were doing something crazy, nothing involving the accident, but something crazy, they can automatically minimize their liability exposure by saying that you were contributing to that accident as well. There's no reason for it. There's no basis for it. It's just what they do. Let me give you an example. I have a client who was having a great time out one night. He was with a girl. He met a girl that night. He decided to go home with that girl. And the client was a passenger. He was not a driver. He was a passenger in the car, okay? So as he was going home, the female who was intoxicated crashed into a barrier, flipped the car. They had severe injury. I took the case. The client said, I wasn't driving. I'd never met this girl before. We'd only met a few hours before. It was a fun night. She's a great girl, etc., etc. I have no doubt she's a great girl. The first thing I did was look at his social media and look at her social media. Both of them showed that they were both partying, that they were having a great time, that they were taking shots. It was on Facebook, it was on Instagram. There were even some things on Snapchat as well, okay? So why is this important? We took his case. They denied liability. They wouldn't even accept liability to begin with. So we took his case because he didn't have a choice. We took his case. We had to go to trial on the case. And even in trial, they said it was his fault because he allowed a drunk driver to take him home, even though he was intoxicated himself, okay? So he had nothing to do with the accident, but they looked at his social media and saw that he was drinking as well and blamed him for it. So the lesson of the day today is this: do not ever post stuff on social media that can be held against you. I get it. People want to be active. They want to show what they're doing. I get that. If you want to do that, legally, we cannot tell you to delete stuff. And I'm never going to tell you to delete anything on social media. What I am going to tell you is this, though. Put your social media on private. That greatly changes things because it minimizes who can look at it. So if you want to have fun, go do your thing. Just be careful of who's watching your social media because trust me, we are watching. We're creeps. That's what we do. We hunt and look for what we can to see how much exposure we can give the other person. And also the defendants are trying to figure out how they can limit their client's exposure. So please remember that. Put your social media on private. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this segment. My name is David Salazar. I look forward to talking to the next one. Thanks.